And so this is my first trade of the previous week, or maybe second one, I don't know. But what I was looking at is this weekly push to the upside. Then on daily, we had this push, one. So basically I treat it as one. Sorry. So this break of structure, then this one, and this was the first coming back into a zone, into this bigger zone on daily. So what is the pattern here is the usual pattern of this small reaccumulation. Okay, we can call it small reaccumulation because as you can see from the latest backtesting videos, and again I need to add new videos about this, you can view models of accumulation, reaccumulation, distribution, and so on in many different ways. So for instance, if you look at this point of price, it can be a one possible model. But if you can look at this point, at this portion of price, the model, the narrative could be a bit different. And when you see across them, it's like, you know, it's using multi-time frame analysis, but now you can add multi-model analysis or multi price action portion analysis. I don't know how to tell it, but I mean, you can use a different amount of data to analyze it. So in other words, like multi-time frame analysis is going between the time frames, yeah, like in depth between the multi-time frames, and this kind of analysis is like horizontal, you know, you are just choosing different portions of price action, then analyze them. But overall, I was looking at this. As you can see, this impulse was against me, immediate impulse, and then on 4 hours, I basically saw this, and then started, when the price started to go up, I thought maybe this is the beginning of accumulation and so on. But by the way, maybe it is, but if we look structurally at this point, so at this specific point of price, then of course it's more likely a redistribution. Why? Because the market is just doing this down, 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 up. Basically not even up. This is internal structure, as you can see. So basically only down, down, and up on internal basis. So what is this? Down, 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 and up. This is a classical redistribution to go lower. Of course, if we look at this, then we can say it's moving back and forth, and this is a possible accumulation. But by the way, even if it is an accumulation, we don't even have a one break to the upside. So that's a good example of not so clear context. And then 2 hours and 1 hour, they are just like really messy, as you can see. So could it work? Yes, but again, I was longing into this zone, in overall this bearish move. So because of these reasons, this is a good representative of a not so good trade. And overall, so I had a really nice trade maybe 1 month ago on Euro GBP, but then you see how it moves. Weeks are so long, and the structure is basically holding but not so good. So we had this move to the upside, and then, so let me play it through. So again, you saw all the messiness. We had this move, we had this second move, and then we made this move to the upside, mitigating something here, taking out this low. And what I have here is a good example when lower time frames are not aligned with higher time frames. So overall, when you look at this portion, it's overall moving up and everything is good, but again, higher time frames are just not working, you know. And we mitigated this zone from 5 minutes, and here is the entry point. So I waited for this zone. Again, if you look specifically to this portion of price action, it's reminding more about redistribution. Yeah, it's just moving down, 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 and then first shift to the upside. You see, if this portion was looking like this, down, up, up, down, up, and then here it made, oops, up, down, and then this shift, then it's a bit more likely an accumulation to go higher. But in this situation, down, 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 up, well, this is more like a redistribution. But I was entering here and it just failed. So it was a redistribution, you know, just to continue lower. And the market never created a good confirmation. So this is my first trade. And then I had some trades on EURUSD. So let's try to be more interactive on this. Yeah. So I will show you this weekly time frame. So you can. So ideally, you will make a pause in the video, yeah, and try to understand what is happening here from structural perspective, from a model perspective. And overall, yeah, is it bullish or bearish? So for me personally, it can be many things. Of course, we understand that on lower time frames, these are some bullish price action, but they overall are happening in this bearish leg on weekly, on monthly, and the overall model, if we look at this portion, is more likely a redistribution to go lower on weekly. Yeah, we go down, 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 and then up and up. And we even didn't went up yet. So only one, basically one move to the upside. So more likely a redistribution. On daily, again, make a pause. So this is like a bigger daily picture, and this is smaller daily picture. Yeah. So make a pause, think, and try to understand what is happening. So of course, if you were looking through the videos in the beginning section of the course and so on, we already discussed EURUSD a lot of times. So overall on daily, it started this daily move, then performed a reaccumulation here on 3 days on daily, and then we actually expected these breaks to happen and go even higher. But now it didn't do it and created this. So this move is actually what? Aligning with overall narrative from weekly. And basically, if you look at this as a model, what is this becoming? Is becoming a possible, again, it's just possible distribution, because the market is moving up, up, down, then again up here, up, up, and down. So back and forth with a down move, it's a possible distribution, you know. So, and then here is your 4 hours. So let's just focus on this portion of price action, remembering what is happening on daily. So this is the Monday. So this is Monday open, basically the next candle. So try to analyze what the market did here, and what do you think it will do in the future? So because of this portion, how do you think, what is the expectation? The market to do this. So this is like first, this is second, and this is third. So what it will do? Again, I really ask you just to pause the video and try to analyze it yourself. Yeah. So for me, so again, of course, I know what will happen, but I guess in this situation, if we look at in theory, what the market is doing, it's just moving down, basically down, down, down. And again, on this specific time frame, if we are looking at what is going to happen, then second option and third option is more likely. Yeah. So this is more likely, or this is a redistribution. And at this point, to expect bullishness is less likely. Okay, so let's continue. And yeah, so let's see what the market will do. What the market will do. So again, as you can see, you have this really clear break, really clear zone. And one thing about this daily is, you know, we just failed this low. So this was the latest protected low from this structural. Structural break was here, and this was the protected low, and it failed. And now we're starting to move down. As you can see, there is no clear zone. So this is one thing that we discussed in the zones, in the context, in one-on-ones. And again, I need to add this context chapter to the course. But as you can see, there is no clear zone here. Everything is mitigated by the wicks. Some imbalances are present, but overall nothing that clear to expect immediate reaction. And so, yeah. So the market is just starting to react from the zone, to hold it, yeah. And basically here, this was Friday, so these were the trades from the previous week. And my first trade was this one. So I had this 15-minute break. And to be honest, I was still attached to my previous bias from the previous week that I wanted to see continuations to the upside, you know. So to be honest, this is how it looked on lower time frames. So I had some kind of a tap in 1 hour zone, but again, as you can see, 1 hour is just down, 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 down. And this is inside structure in an overall downtrend. So this is again a good example of middle time frames that are not aligning with the lower ones. And I mean, you see, where does it go, up or down? Yeah, it goes down. So I had my -1 here from this zone. The session time was okay, and then here it was just a break even. I went to break even, and that's all. And now, so I was looking at this, but didn't enter because of middle time frame as a news. But then here, as I got a bit more confirmation from my bullish idea, I decided to go stuck in range and last entry here. So these are my notes from the week. And then now again back to interactive part. So given the fact all we discussed right now on daily, on 4 hours, yeah, that we are reacting to the zone and so on. And now look what happens on 15 minutes. So if we look at this portion of price action on 15 minutes, what do we have? We have down, 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 up, 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 down, up, inside structure, internal up and down, and finally a really clear down move after back and forth. So what is this model called? Is it accumulation? Is it distribution? So back and forth plus down move. It is distribution, yeah? If we just look at this portion of price action, it's most likely distribution. And now let's look at this portion. So we have a clear move. Is this zone a clear zone? This one, full body candle, high volume, a part of a structural root of the move, structural break. Yeah, is this clear? Yeah. Do we have a reaction from a zone? Are we starting reaction? Yes. So what do you think will happen in this zone right now? So by the way, this is not my trade. This is just just for myself. So this was not a trade. So what will happen here? How do you think? Is it A? Is it B? Or is it C? Or something like this, based on this. So for me, it's A or B. Yeah, A or B. So just down or after the redistribution. So let's look on lower time frames. So let's look how it all developed. And as you can see, you had this reaction. So the entry point was maybe from this inside of fractal structure here, or just on 5 minutes from the impulse itself, like on a break of a candle, or these fake candles, or on 15 minutes. But again, is it clear in terms of the overall context? Now I wanted to, so okay, oh no, it's not, it was not a trade again. I think it was just, yeah, it was just forward tested trade, you know, in continuation of this impulse. So what did we have here is just impulse, zone, and continuation, and it would be a break-even trade. Here I don't know why I say redistribution to the pip, to where, oh, maybe, yeah, maybe to this zone. So as you can see, so it went an impulse, and redistribution straight to this unmitigated part, and created more movement to the downside. Now here we had, so I continued to try to long it. I had this idea of continuation to the upside, but again, as you can see, it was wrong. And but idea was like this: it's moving up, clear shift of structure, looking at this bot session in 1 hour before London open, so don't want to take it. Oh, okay, so it was not a trade then. It was not a trade. Let me check my journal. So one loser on Euro GP. Oh yeah, so it was not a trade. Okay, so let's just skip it. And this was the next day, and here is the situation. You see a break, and again a really nice reaction. Now this was the next day, so let me clean it up a bit right now. Okay, so let's do again a quick interactive play. Look at this price action again. We kind of established that we are more or less bearish, but maybe it's time to go up from here, you know, maybe. But based on what the market is doing, what do you think will happen from this range? Again, A, B, or C, down, redistribution, or up? Yeah, what's the version? And what zone? Will it be this zone, unmitigated, or the next one? So in my opinion, it could be both, but what we have here is price that went to this 15-minute zone. And by the way, let's check 1 hour. Yeah, now it's 1 hour zone as well, mitigated something above it. And let's look if we have any development. So we start in a reaction, and then let's go to lower time frames and see how it goes. So 7 shifts on 1 hour. Yeah, so it's just one small addition that we had so many consecutive shifts on 1 hour, but still holding bearish, and I decided to give it a try. My idea for the trade was this. First of all, we are mitigating 15-minute zone, this one. We have this overextended range, and in overextended ranges we can use internal structure. So we have clear internal shift, reaction from a zone, reaction from this reaction. So this can be called a chain, some kind of chain, or S&D 2.0s. So we have a break, a break, a break, one more zone, and so to be honest, I don't remember where was the entry point. It was either here or on break of these candles. I guess it was here. Yeah, now I remember. So this was the entry point, and this was the protection, aligned with overall context. Now, so this is my next note. Stop loss to 0.5 R to here. So we made initial push, but I didn't want to go break even yet. Then on this break, I went break even. Yeah, break even. Then we had this zone and started to trail first here, then here, and to this high, and it stopped me out for 3 hours. And basically just continued to fall, and yeah, it's the evening time, so it could easily, you see, if you give just a little bit more room to breathe, so you see how it stopped me out just for a couple of pips, it could be trailed then next confident break. So this one, but again, you see, if you trail with the break itself like this, it went just a little bit above, so maybe 1-2 pips above, and then this one. So this is probably the most obvious trail, so this could be easily be like 4.8, something like that. And basically that's all for EURUSD, but let's continue this interactive play again. Here I have a point that we are too far down for me, expecting either range or distribution, so overall some liquidations above, and that's why no longs also, because the middle time frame is totally against the longs at the moment. But overall, if you look at this price action, does it remind you something we had before, like this, like so like this one, like this one, like this one, or maybe like this one? Does it remind something? So how do you think, what is the probability? So until this holds, do you think it can still go down? So would it be a good entry point on a break of this candle? Yeah, I mean, depending on the RR you're using, it could be still a decent trade, and especially on lower time frames. But the no, the session was good as well. So let's follow the price later. Oh, and basically that's it for EURUSD. Yeah. So this trade eventually ran to like 7, like real easily to 7 this same day. So this is, of course, I looked at this journal, and really this previous maybe 10 or 20 days, this trailing management is really nice, but at the same time most of the trades actually ran to 7, to my old target of 7, you know, and then all the way to 15, I guess, on the next day. Now had also several trades on USGPY. Again, let's do it in a bit more interactive fashion. So what is this model? If we think about this, is it bullish or is it bearish, and what model is it? So accumulation, reaccumulation, distribution, redistribution. Okay, and if you are not sure what is it, so let me show you on schematic. So if we see structurally, we are moving up, 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 down. So this, the down move to the right, then this big move up, and then basically one breakdown, and now starting to move up again, doing even this fractal break. So up, 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 and down. What is that? Correct, is reaccumulation. So overall bullish idea for us. Now let's go for daily. So if we look at maybe this portion of price action, what model could it be? So for me, it is something like this: down, up, up, down, 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 up, down, fractal up, and up. So last is up, basically this up or this up move. So back and forth plus move to the upside indicates accumulation, possible accumulation. So we have weekly reaccumulation, daily possible accumulation, even if we look starting from this one. So big accumulation. What if we look at maybe this portion of price action on daily? So we have basically nothing, then up, up, then one shift to the downside, and then fractal shifts to the upside, upside. So what is that? Up, 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 and down, and then continuation up. So more like a reaccumulation or accumulation, you could say, because of these last up moves. So you see, even so this is how good context is looking like. When whatever you see, so you take smaller price action, bigger price action, higher time frame, it's all more indicates or to it's more indicates to bullishness. Now let's quickly do the chain analysis. Yeah, so how the market developed its structure, and you can pause the video and think for yourself how the chain was created. So in my eyes, first move was this fractal move to the upside, mitigated this zone, and then created this up move, which mitigated this zone. Then it went all the way up and came back to unmitigated parts of this. So something in the week, probably a refinement on lower time frames. Started a move up from here, mitigated this, and then just started to really hold the chain. And if you look more closely, you will understand why it happened here and not here, because this mitigated this mitigated this. Now imbalance came to mitigate, and this last portion of a chain here, and last portion of a chain here, and now fractal one. So this is from a standpoint of chain, and of course from a standpoint of classical structure, then we just have this shift to the upside, and that's all. And that's all. I don't know, it's basically a clear internal shift of structure in an overall bullish context, but it's really clear. Nice mitigation, and then continuation up. So let's look on lower time frames. So this is how lower time frames are looking like, just moving up. So this was the trade from the previous week, and then we are coming into this week, and this is Monday. So overall, until these structures are holding, I was looking to go up. And now let's go to 15 minutes. And so this is from the, oh no, it's already this week. Oh no. Okay, let's go here. So I was looking at this. Basically one hour move to the upside, mitigation, second fractal move, and just was looking for continuations to the upside here. And when we created this move, I started to look for continuations. And here the note, it means that the range is still, so the range is still messy, and it would be better to give only one try in a refined zone, but it never gave a confirmation. And then later it went up, and the chain here was really interesting. So it was a bigger move to the downside, then this small move up, mitigation, move up and down, and it was the last unmitigated portion of price. And with this first shift to the upside, I was okay with giving it one try here. So first shift, so expecting reaccumulation, but given the price action wants to go higher up, I want to give it one try. And one more downside for me at that point was that we were after the daily break. So if you look at daily, we already broke to the upside, and now the more we go to the upside, the more we can expect some kind of at least small pullback. But overall it was looking nice. And so this is what I was telling you. See, to be honest, I don't remember why these arrows are here, but basically, yeah, it's just some kind of chain. And then entered here, protected myself here. So decided not to wait for a tap into the zone, and it failed the zone. So here, not ideal setup, news in 2 hours, mines had damage from the outside world. Okay. Yeah, something like this can be. Oh, I see, I see. This might be what I meant, is that we have a refined zone that mitigated the previous big zone. So it's a part of a chain, real clear zone with this imbalance. So maybe, so these are the zones that are possible for reaccumulations in the future. And so decided to give it one try here on the move up. So basically entered here, stop loss here, and survived this repeat mitigation. And then the price started to move up. Here could be early break even here, but I would like to see a low break. So again, I wanted to see this kind of thing. So no low break, sorry, no new high break, but with this kind of impulse, of course, this break even. Then just trailed to this low, then to this low, and then when the price was starting to be a bit range, it just closed here or trailed, I don't remember. Again, started to think that don't need to catch the whole move, need to make conscious effort to appreciate this kind of catch and not the whole move, because it's just started to run. And then here, either to leave it at 3R here with a confident break, so this is 3R level, or trail to here more aggressively, decided to trail. And what I said here is that it could be easily managed to here, I guess. Yeah, because if you manage just with so basically, I remember I closed manually here. Yeah, decided to close. But if you manage with confident breaks, then you have this and you have this. So it could be easily an 8R trade, easily with just confident breaks. And then it went to the downside, and this is an interactive time. So it's kind of the same we had in the Euro USD, but let's see. They are correlated, of course, but at these weeks they're not so correlated, to be honest. But again, given all the bias we discussed, what do you think will happen in this zone? Okay, so pause the video and really tell. We are really high up in the market, as you can see. We just broke. So do we expect a deeper pullback on daily and 4 hours, or until bullishness holds, we will follow the bullishness? Basically, it didn't hold. It just went a small reaction in the Asian session, and then went here. Yeah, I thought it would be a better reaction, to be honest, but still okay. Nothing too good for shorts as well. So just range continuation. I to be honest, I just forgot that this is a transition to Asian session. So here what we have, a good illustration how zone fails and important of using a buy sell stops. So if you wanted, let's say, to short this kind of market, you will not be able to get any entry from here. So let's say you were looking to sell this zone and you just sell stop the candle, you are not getting an entry. And then we have this zone. So probably this was the question I was going to ask you. Yeah, you have a clear shift, a mitigation, and now what do you think will happen? Yeah, so it started to move up, and here, so it's the similar entry I had during some previous weeks, when you have a mitigation of a zone, then development of structure, and then significantly higher above the zone you have one more shade of structure, just a bit of absorption, and then the market starts to move up. Entered here, protected myself here, probably. Okay, I now don't remember, but I guess it could be an entry, but maybe it's just a forward test. Oh yeah, it's just a forward test again. Yeah, it's just a forward test. Okay, but anyway, yeah, it's forward test because I decided not to enter just because of the reasons it's kind of missed it and so on and so on. But as you can see, the development was really nice, and trail could be pretty easy with just confident breaks. And then just the market started this crazy up move, as you can see, from 15 minutes. So really nice case study. I would really recommend to go and test this portion of price action to see how it developed. So this is something we had on 1 hour, starting to be a bit messy, but on 5 minutes we created this shift to the upside again and started to follow this shift on 5 minutes. So still holding the overall bullishness. Overall is bullish. So again, these specific breaks could be just treated as a pullback from 5 minutes. We have a clear shift on 1 minute. Gave it an early entry here, so didn't want to wait for full mitigation. Entered here, wait to break even here at this candle, took me out at break even, and then re-entered after. So to be honest, yes, my re-entry point is oh no, my re-entry point is here. So on the break of this candle, this fake candle, and full mitigation of a zone, I entered. So this was the entry. So somewhere here I went break even and then trailed to, so trailed after this break, trailed to this low, trailed to this low, I guess. Okay, I don't remember the management right now. Maybe I closed here when the price started to go back and forth. Maybe I closed there, but here was the possible management. So it was just moving up and up. So if we go with confident breaks, you have this confident break, then this confident break, and then this confident break. So again, you see with trailing it could be much better. Then you have this one. If you just follow the confident breaks, then you wait for the next break, and this is stop out. Then let's just see what the price did. So we have a zone here. Let's see if it will hold. No, it does not hold. It goes for a high time frame pullback, then creates, to be honest, was looking at this, but right before, so this was right before the red news. So this was the possibility for entry, and this was the possibility for entry, as you can see. So a lot of bullish possibilities. Of course, you will miss some of them. I was not too aggressive on this week, and this was my week. Let me know if this kind of a bit interactive recaps is working well for you, and I hope this was useful. See you in the next recap.